Full disclosure, I should probably admit the fact that I am a complete convert to 30 Super Carry at this point. All 12, no issues. Greetings, discreet defenders. I wanted to talk about the design differences between Remington HTP and Federal HST, both in 30 Super Carry. All right, these are the bullets. Obviously the HSTs, nickel plated casing. The HTPs are just straight brass, a little bit cheaper. And of course, keeping in mind now that Federal now owns, since the bankruptcy, Federal owns Remington. They're really similar. In fact, just looking at these things on the outside and down the hollow point cavity, I'm about ready to declare them identical. Remington is just loading Federal HSTs. Again, that makes sense because Federal is now the parent company of both, and this is a brand new cartridge developed as a cooperative effort between Federal and Smith & Wesson. But I did notice a difference when I was looking at the tested bullets that I had taken out of the gel blocks, and so I wondered, yeah, I know we're not allowed to assemble ammunition on YouTube, but are you allowed to disassemble ammunition? I don't know. I don't even probably need a bullet puller for this. I've never done this with the improper tools before. In fact, I've never done it at all, but I'm gonna try to pull these rounds apart. There we go. And spray some gunpowder across my my working bench here. Doesn't really matter. Okay, you see that Remington HTP has a smooth, I mean, there's my needle nose plier indentations up there, but you see that it has a smooth body to it. Now, what I noticed was that the HSTs have these little serrations in there. Let me see, I need a better plier than this. Let me try something else. Just try to grip this in this thing here, old work tool of mine. All right, and now let's see if we can get that bullet out of there. Yeah, it's starting to move. There we go. A little bit more gunpowder on my table. That's all right. I don't mind. I've had lots of gunpowder on here. Look at those. This is what I'm talking about. Not being a novice, I'm not even 100% sure what those are called. You can see immediately the difference between those two bullets. The HST on the right, the HTP on the left. Again, nothing else stands out. They're the same length, same basic hollow point cavity. Remington's just taking an HST bullet and putting it straight into the casing without these little serrations, which I assume are designed to add grip to the inside of the case. I will say this, it was tougher to pull out that Federal than to pull out that Remington, and I believe that right there is what makes the difference. One other note about this. If you were to develop a small, light revolver, such as Smith & Wesson is famous for, and use, say, moon clips for speedy reloads, what you would want for that is a cartridge like you have on the right there. That is the Federal HST. To avoid crimp jump, the possibility of crimp jump in a high pressure bullet like this. So you could potentially take one of those little Smith & Wesson 5-shot J frames and get 6 rounds of 30 super carry in there. Full disclosure, I should probably admit the fact that I am a complete convert to 30 super carry at this point. I'm no end of pleased that at my local store, as well as on Midway USA, they are on deep discount right now. Most of the different brands, maybe not Hornady Critical Defense because they're so recently issued, just late last fall. But I love that these are on deep discount right now, because I am stockpiling this round. I'm afraid people will not adopt this caliber, and it will slowly drift into obscurity, as so many have before. But while they're making it, I am stocking it, because I love this round. In my comparison shooting with 9mm, this destroys lightweight 9mm rounds. It absolutely dominates anything produced in 9mm under 124 grains. The penetration is greater, the expansion by percentage is greater. The 115 grain Spear Gold Dot in 30 super carry come really close to rivaling the expansion of their 9mm Spear Gold Dot 115 grain counterpart. In fact, they had greater success against the denim barrier, if you watched that video. So 30 super carry is my bullet from now on. But if Smith & Wesson wanted to come out with a J-frame and moon clips, you know what I mean, for quick reloads, and 6 rounds instead of 5, like in a 38 or 357 configuration, I mean, I'd take out a third mortgage on the house and buy that gun no matter what it costs. I don't see any reason why anybody would carry 9mm over this. I do know Smith & Wesson made the Shield in 40 caliber for a while. So if you want to shoot a 20-ounce 40 cal all day long, be my guest. Go nuts. But if you want something that has absolutely butter smooth recoil, rapid follow-ups, this is it. 30 super carry beats 9mm hands down in the recoil department. And somehow they get it done while not giving up anything in muzzle energy. Thanks, folks. This is Dave for DDR. Have a great week. All 12. No issues.